Hey y'all. Well, this afternoon I want to make a sourdough starter. Been talking about bread lately, and I need to get back to baking. I really hadn't baked very much. I used to bake a lot when I was grinding my own wheat berries. I was using a 50-pound bucket of wheat every month, plus all any other kind of bread that I made. And so I'm going to do this sourdough starter, and we'll just see how it goes. I hope the ants will leave it alone. If they don't, maybe I'll change containers or something, but I'll try and make it work. So let me get started. Now it does call for bread flour, and I don't have any. So I want to do it now. So I'm just going to use my all-purpose white lily flour. You know, when I first started making bread, uh, I just used, the key. Oh, they hate each other. Uh, I just used the cheapest flour I could get. I didn't worry about, was it White Lily or King Arthur or any of that kind of stuff. I just used what I had, and it was cheap flour. But most of the time when people smell homemade bread cooking, unless they're Paul Hollywood or something, they're not going to care. They're just excited to be eating some homemade bread. Okay, now this recipe calls for 3.5 cups of strong bread type flour, a tablespoon of sugar, a pack of dry yeast, and I don't buy packs anymore. I buy it in the little jars or the little 1 pound packages. So I'm just going to put about a tablespoon in there. And then 2 cups of warm water. Now I was looking up recipes last night for sourdough. And a lot of them, it didn't even have yeast in there. So I guess this is, it is Flashman's yeast recipe book. And they want you to use their yeast. But I made this recipe years ago, and I kept my sourdough for about 2 years. Then I just kind of gave up on it or whatever. Let me mix that around a little bit. Okay. Hot water. And this bread is going to taste different for everybody, because where you live and the kind of water you have is going to dictate how your bread is going to taste. I mean, I think some pizza place, is it pizza or bagels, somewhere in New York, and you just can't get that flavor anywhere else, and it's because of their water. And everybody talks about the sourdough in San Francisco, and I think it was Paul Hollywood's show he was doing about breads from around the world, and I think that sourdough is like 150-year-old starter. I mean, that's a long time, but you just go with what you have, and a lot of times mine has to do with impulse. I don't want to wait. I don't want to make a special trip to the grocery store. I just want to use what I have. So that's what I'm doing. I'm mixing this up, and we'll just see how it goes. Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess that'll do it. Yeah, this little recipe book I got from Replenish Yeast, there was an offer on the back of one of those packages, and you could get the recipe book for $1.50. This is back early 80s. It wasn't long after I got married, and I I bought two of them. I ended up giving one. I think I gave one to my sister. But it's Fleshman's Bake It Easy Yeast Book. And I believe I've cooked just about every bread in here. English muffins, 60-minute rolls, pretzels, hot cross buns, Italian bread, dinner rolls. It's just all kinds. And I remember when I first started really getting into baking, I'd been married for maybe a year, and I tried one of the recipes out of this book, and I fell asleep and forgot about the bread. And I woke up and I opened my oven because I had the bread in there rising, and it had just come out of the top of the pan. It was all over the burners and everything, and I thought, bless you, Edith. Oh, this is Edith. Where are you, Edith? No? Oh, well. So that bread, I thought, I'm not going to waste it. So I scraped up as much as I could and punched it down, put it back in the pan and let it rise again. It tasted just fine. You know, it was a pretty light loaf because, you know, it had fallen. I worked it up again and let it rise, and it was good. So, y'all can go on this sourdough adventure with me, and we'll see how it turns out. So, y'all have a good afternoon, a good evening, and I'll see you again. Bye.